Coal is just so much last century's technology, but it's what's powering all of this growth and development. How are you going to clean it up?
Yes, indeed. That was the last century for the industrialized economies. But it is a current issue for the developing countries. That's what China is talking about. When most countries, particularly developed countries, claiming 2050 already reaching carbon neutrality, China is talking about 2060. Why?
Well, I think China is taking a very practical and also methodical approach to this because China is the largest developing country in the world. And to bear in mind, the most important step that many other developed countries have already reached decades ago is peaking that China has yet to achieve. China's government made the pledge by President Xi Jinping on September 22nd, 2020, that China will strive to achieve peaking first before 2030. I really want to emphasize that. And then carbon neutrality by 2060. Actually, if you run the math, you will find that that 2060 commitment itself is both already
by 2025, and the government targeting achieving carbon intensity target reduction by another 18% over this 5-year period, and energy intensity targets reduction actually by 13.5%. And non-fossil fuels is another major target actually to deliver the bigger carbon neutrality agenda. By 2025, it's going to be 20% of China's primary energy structure. By 2030, it will be 25%. And by 2060, and fossil fuels actually, particular coal, and will be cutting down by to probably less than 20%. So non-fossil fuel energy will be getting to at least at 80%, even above.
We need to clean up coal quickly. And how are you going to clean up coal quickly? Coal is just so much last century's technology, but it's what's powering all of this growth and development. How are you going to clean it up?
I think the policy, the Chinese government, they're using both the hammer and also the carrot. And carrot, I mean here, is really trying to, at the fastest speed and the maximum power, to encourage and introduce innovations in the development of renewable technologies. Although 70% of the solar panels produced by China. And I can also point to a 90% reduction of the cost of the solar panels.
Yes, indeed. That was the last century for the industrialized economies. But it is a current issue for the developing countries. That's what China is talking about. And that's many of the developing countries are facing right now as well if they use coal as some of the major source. The coal issue vis-a-vis the overall whole picture of roadmap and goal setting.
I think we already have that blueprint on the table, even from Chinese national government's commitments in achieving carbon neutrality. We literally see a few trends. One, the coal, contribution in the overall energy structure will continue to decline, right? So when we get to roughly 2060 or before that, actually, non-fossil fuels will account for 80% and more of China's energy, structure there. So one major trend we see that decreasing, and secondly, actually in terms of how to deliver that, of course, energy efficiency, clean coal technologies. If you look at the coal-fired power plants in China today, they are all deploying what I call the most efficient, cleanest so far, called super low emissions and the supercritical sort of units to generate electricity at this moment. So technology will play a major role. But more importantly, actually, China is literally redesigning its national energy system that has to be built upon or non-fossil fuel centered, this new infrastructure there. That's going to be built upon actually the converging of communication technology, renewable energy technology, as well as clean transportation and the mobility technologies there. So when the things coming together, China is moving in the right direction and really driving the fundamental shift